How's everything?
It's going good. How about you?
You got some good energy. Let's talk about everything. What's going on in your life? You want to
I
treat it
love
like a
it.
therapy session? What's the deal? Talk to me.
Yes, no, I'm a little sick right now. So if I sound a little stuffy, I'm a little under the weather.
It's good.
But
It's
other than that, I'm
good.
doing good. I'm feeling good, doing good. So just happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Let's talk about that half marathon that you ran.
Oh my goodness.
That's why
No,
you're sick.
yeah, that's probably, I mean, that's what I'm assuming at this point. But no, it was awesome. It was so fun. I spent, I think, like 30 days training for it. And I feel like it helped a little bit, but honestly, 13.1 miles is so, it's a lot. And so I don't think anything could ever fully prepare for it, but it was so fun to be there. The energy was so fun and it was a really cool thing to do.
13.1 miles, you said?
Yeah.
Right. So is a full marathon 20, 27, 26 miles?
Yeah, I think it's like 26.2, which is crazy.
And
And yeah, I'm
you did
like,
this
oh,
for
I'd love
fun?
to do it. Yeah. I remember when I ended, I looked to my husband and I was like, do you think you could do that like double? Like that would be your halfway mark. And he was like, no way, no way. So
Tell me the reason behind doing a marathon, half marathon.
yeah. Oh my goodness. Honestly, it's just something I've always wanted to do. I definitely am one of those people that if I'm not working towards something that's like fulfilling in my life, I just don't, I don't know. It's very important to me to do that. So I used to teach group fitness. I'm still certified, but I used to teach and that really like fulfilled me and like filled my bucket outside of like work, family, like, having something in my hobby that I'm working towards.
Mhm.
And so that's when I decided, I was like, well, let me take up running because I can run in my home and, quickly do it or like be working and running at the same time or doing whatever. And I was like, if I can accomplish something hard, like I'll feel fulfilled and it'll be like a goal of mine. So it was just kind of something I always wanted to do. And I think it's important to have goals. And so it's one of those goals. And one day, hopefully, a full marathon. We'll see.
Courtney, let me tell you, after finishing a half marathon, the sense of accomplishment has to feel so good.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like I remember after, like right before I finished, like a mile before I finished, I was like, "This is hard. I don't know how I'm gonna do this." But right when I finished, I was like, "That was the most amazing, fun thing." So I feel like the runner's high kicked in that you hear everyone talk about, and just that sense of like accomplishment, also gratitude for my body for like being able to do that. Like it was so surreal. So it was awesome.
I want to, so I'm actually trying to get back into running, right? But I feel like I can't do it long periods of time. Do you have any tips that can get people back into running or maybe to start running?
Yeah, I think slow and steady, that's always been my motto. I think anytime you jump too quickly, too heavy into something, it's gonna overwhelm you. You're gonna feel like, oh, I can't do it because anyone that hurrying just does that, like your body's not adjusted yet. So
Mhm.
I think one just start somewhere, whether it's walking and then you go into a power walk and then a light jog and then a run and just slowly building up that endurance that and yeah, the endurance and just getting there, I think is the biggest thing. And so I say just like if you want to start, just start, but start at your own pace, start what's good for you, and then start where it's gonna push you a little bit, but not overwhelm you. So where you can feel that sense of accomplishment and like not feel like you failed. And then as you keep doing that, keep growing and pushing that accomplishment out further and further, I think would be my biggest advice.
Can I tell you that there is something about running where you're just out there, you're doing a thing, maybe you're listening to music, or sometimes you're just listening to in past your ears. There
Yeah.
is something about it that feels so good.
It does. It does. This was on my first half marathon. I ran one like way like years ago, and
Mhm.
I did not train at all for it. And I remember it was just my AirPods died at mile two, and it was just me and nature. And I was like, how am I gonna do this? But just that running momentum and that energy you get from it and the way it makes you feel, it kept me going. And
There
I
is,
think, yeah.
sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, you go ahead.
No, I was
No.
going to say that there is something therapeutic about it because you're outside,
Uh-huh.
you're with your thoughts, and you're like, man, maybe I should have handled this situation differently, or maybe I should have thought about this, or
Yeah.
maybe I should have did about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you have so much time to think. That's literally you're like I get so much done when I run because I'm like, oh, I could think this, oh, I'm gonna do this. My whole life is organized by the time I'm done, I swear. Yeah. It's
Exactly.
amazing. Yeah.
Courtney, tell me, how did you get into content creating?
Oh my goodness. I don't fully know. I mean, I just started posting. I on TikTok, I remember like the first week I was like, I'm gonna just post consistently and see what happens. And that week I had two videos go viral, which was so wild to me. And from there, I kind of, I gained a following a little bit. And from there, just like fun. I was like, this is the funnest thing to get to connect with people, get to chat with them, create content, like talk about things I love, and then like share with other people that love those same things. So it just kind of, it went from there. And I don't know how it started, but I'm so grateful it did.
There is something super scary about going viral. I don't know why it's me, but it does. Did you feel that same fear that I'm describing right now when your two videos initially went viral?
I just remember I did not know what was happening. I was actually out of town. So I was like with family and friends in like the worst service area. And every time I checked my phone, I just kept going. And I was like, and then like notifications are popping. I'm like, what is happening? I just remember, yeah, not literally not knowing what was going on. And I was like, oh my gosh, responding to everyone as I could. And yeah, it's crazy. It's a wild experience, but
It's probably because I'm always thinking in a, how they say you're not supposed to think like this, but like thinking like, what are other people thinking as they're watching this video or the
yeah.
comments? Do you think about that stuff too or no?
Honestly, I try not to. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little naive that way, but
Say
I
it like that.
yeah, I'm like I don't when I watch other people's content, I'm never watching it out of like, that kind of spy. I'm never like, oh, like send to, whatever. And so I like to think that people aren't doing that to me. I do know that when you go viral though, it's like that audience that you have and that knows you is gone. Like, it's every which way and people are gonna have an opinion, and I totally understand that. And so yeah, I try my best not to get in that world, because I think that's when it becomes more, I know it makes it less fun because you're just too up in it. And I love my job. I love what I do, and I want to keep loving it. So I'm like, if I just stay away from that, hopefully it helps.
You'll just keep going. Not even thinking
Yeah,
about that.
yeah, yeah, no, yeah.
Courtney, you're a super mom. How are you able to create content and then have a little 3-year-old that you have to take
I
care of, and then your
know.
husband? Like, how
I
do you find the
know.
time?
I know it's a whole ordeal, especially when I first started and things really started growing. I felt like I was like a, fish out of water. I was like, I'm here, I'm there, I'm this and everywhere. And it was like during the beginning of the year, I was like, okay, because I love being a mom. It's like one of my favorite things in the whole world. And I think that's why I also love what I do, is I can be home for the most of the time, but I am also, on my phone or in meetings or whatever. And so there are times I have to step away from being a mom. um, but with that being said, I wanted my mom time to be very much like a present mom time. So we have a routine schedule that we pretty much stick to. So in the mornings, I'm the one waking him up and doing that. And then I usually try to schedule my meetings either, in the middle of the day when he's like napping, or at night. And then that way we always try to have dinner together where I'm like off my phone, working and I'm present. And I just think keeping a schedule kind of helps me balance everything out. Sometimes I'm working super late into the night, but it's worth it to go have that time with him in the day when he's awake. So
Absolutely.
try to find that balance. It's hard, but it's doable, I think.
And you're doing it. So clearly,
I hope. Yeah.
you ever think to yourself, like, how the hell am I doing this? Like, honestly.
There's times, especially in the busy season, I'm like, every which way, I'm like, oh, what's happening? But it's fun. I'm along for the ride, and it's been great. So
We love that for you. How do you feel like social media has impacted your career?
it's completely changed my career, my life, everything. Like if you would have asked me a little over a year ago, like, Courtney, where do you see yourself in a year? Like, I would never say, oh, even on, this meeting with you, like, and getting to meet you and meet all these amazing people. Like, I just would have never have thought that. And so the fact that it's given me these really cool opportunities to meet really amazing people, to even like connect with people online and get to chat with them, or, travel and like see businesses and work from that aspect. It's literally done a 180 on my life, and it's incredible. And I still can't believe it. Every day I feel like I'm in a dream, and I'm like, one day I'm gonna wake up, but then it just keeps going, and it's incredible.
You ever wake up and you think to yourself, like, wow, this is really work. This is what
I think literally every day. I can't even ever get myself to fully call it work, or like sometimes when I say job, I'm like it feel like it is, but like it's, you know what I mean? Like I've worked jobs, and job, I feel like, it's like you're going to work, that 9 to 5, and it still is, it's work in a way, but at the same time, like, is it though? Because it's so fun for me, and I really do love it. So
I love that you love what you do. Tell me, what are you working on next?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I have a couple things coming up. They'll be in 2024, so next year. I can't fully say yet, but I'm really excited about them. They are with, I don't know exactly, they're with companies and people I love and absolutely just think the world of. So I'm very excited about it, and I just can't wait to share more when I can.
So apparently, we just got to keep an ear and keep our eyes open just to see
Yes,
what's
yes,
coming.
yes. Beginning of 2024. So sooner rather than later, but I'm excited.
So when we see it, we're gonna be like, "That's what Courtney was talking about."
Yeah, you'll know. You will definitely know. It'll be great for sure. Yeah.
It's so funny whenever I ask that question. 95% of the
The
answer is,
kid.
"Oh, there's so much stuff, but I
I
can't
know. And
mention
I hate being
it."
that person. I'm like, oh well, I'll give you a little bit, but not a lot. But I'm like, oh, if I could, I would just say it everywhere.
I mean, you literally just gave us a huge hint. Like, we'll know when we see it in 2024. That's
Yeah,
all. That's
I
what you
hope.
said.
Yeah, I hope that was enough. I can't wait. Yeah.
Fingers crossed for you, Courtney. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
jumping
so
on
much.
and chatting with us.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. It was amazing. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Have a good night.